Hello, welcome to a brand new edition of Tribal Football Road to AFCON. The Super Eagles of Nigeria got the first win on board against Tanzania. Yeah, it wasn't all of that when we talk about the performance, but the result was very, very important. And it was important because Tunisia, a couple of hours later, defeated Uganda by 3-1. So both sides have 3 points on board. Away from that, we also saw the likes of Morocco, Egypt, and Senegal put up some fantastic performances in their own AFCON openers. Talk about those games, but focus heavily on the Super Eagles of Nigeria. By the way, Merry Christmas. This is the Christmas edition, and I have the guys on board. The familiar face, Okechukwu Ezekiel, is right here. Okay, my guy, my boy, what's happening?
I'm fine, Edwin. Good. What is it? Good day.
Yeah.
Merry Christmas to everybody, of course, around the world watching us. It's good to be back, and we have
a new face.
Baker Man. Is here with us.
We call him the Baker Man. For those of us in the close circle, a fantastic young man, someone who decided to take under my wings to show him the ropes, and I'm happy and I'm proud that. He's on the right track. He's learning, and he's about to become Organa Master. Bankole Oladuni, my own boy, welcome aboard.
It's always good to be here. But even people who are outside the close circle can call me the Baker Man. You know, it's enough cakes to go around.
Okay.
But it's good to be here.
He really loves his cakes. He really loves cakes.
Making my debut on the show.
Yeah.
We'll talk about the Super Eagles. Talk about the AFCON going on. And Merry Christmas to our viewers, everybody who is watching or listening to us right now. It's always nice to be around the festive season. You can clearly see from Okechukwu's outfit.
Yeah.
All flowery.
See this guy.
Come on for the girls.
Very well.
Alright guys, there's so much to talk about, but we don't have the luxury of time, so we'll just get straight into business. And the best place to start, the obvious place to start, is Nigeria versus Tanzania. 2-1. The result, good. Scoreline maybe could have been better, but let's talk about the performance. And I must confess that at some point in the game, it was different spectrum of emotions for me, from ecstasy to edginess to cursing, and so I wasn't particularly impressed with the performance, guys. Let me start with Bankole. Bankole, what did you make of the performance?
Well, I don't think it was perfect, but I also don't think he's as bad as a lot of people are making it out to be. We might have considered that equalizer, but I also strongly believe that we were never in any danger of losing that game. We clearly outclassed.
Bankole, were.
I don't think
maybe not losing, but
even in terms of dropping points, I don't think we ever looked like dropping points in that game. They got the equalizer, which was a rare moment of mistake from the defense, but Tanzania, probably because Tanzania didn't have the quality to threaten us, but it was quite.
But there was a last chance, I think, towards the end of the game where it was at the back post, it was a set piece, and the ball dropped for him.
Saw that.
You saw it, and
that is expected. Teams would always have chances, regardless of
how you don't give them that chance.
No, that's not possible. Even Comoros had chances against Morocco. So you expect teams to create
Senegal
chances.
didn't afford their opponent's chance. Tunisia were good,
It's up to you to Tunisia consider the goal also.
but they were comfortable already. 3-0, comfortable.
It's up to you to limit those chances into lesser quality. But from what the Super Eagles is, like I said, it might hinge highly on the fact that Tanzania didn't have enough quality to also impose themselves in the game. But it felt like we were never in any danger. We didn't play spectacularly well. It was not swashbuckling, but you could clearly see that there was still a sense of dominance, over the Tanzanians. You clearly see that if the guys wanted to score more goals, they could have.
I disagree.
No. Look, and props to the goalkeeper of Tanzania. I thought he had a good.
How many saves did he make?
I thought he had a good half in the first half.
How many saves did he make?
I also thought we could have done better in taking our chances. Victor Osimhen, Ademola Lookman, and Samuel Chukwueze, who maybe had his best game in the Nigerian shirt since the Benin Republic game. But you look at all of this, and I still think we probably might be overreacting about the performance. No,
I'm not reacting.
Let's look at all the teams, the top teams that played in this first round.
You know what? We'll get to those top teams. But first, Okechukwu, I agree with him. I don't agree with him about the dominance aspect of the performance. But when you look at a team that had majority of the ball, lion's share of the ball, and in large part of the game did not consistently test the goalkeeper. It was either a poor pass in the final third, terrible crossing, not knitting together passes. I will give thumbs up to Alex Iwobi, who for me was the man of the match. But overall, when you compare our performance against a team like Senegal or Egypt, I'll give Morocco second half. We are nowhere close to those teams.
Yeah, so while I agree that we haven't played well in our last game,
yeah,
I also think that when you look at the Super Eagles, generally, for a while now, as a nation, we play almost depending on our opponents.
Yeah.
When we're playing against the very toughest of teams, we raise up our levels that, okay, let us match it. When we're playing people that you expect us to beat, the players generally play like, well, okay, we can put in 50-60% of effort and we'll win, right?
Yeah.
We saw that, and I'll put it like this. We saw that at our final group game for qualifying for the World Cup.
Yeah.
And with that, we needed to win that game. And the players played out, I think, the best game that Nigeria has played in the last 3 years. They played fantastically. Then we now saw against DR Congo, in which is that we should have played well, but almost like as if, well, it's DR Congo, we played all the way to extra time against Gabon. Do we really need to do our best for this? And Osimhen going out didn't help our case. Yesterday, we did not play well because of, you could just see that it felt like nobody was even trying to overly push it. Like you said, the final third, you see that there are some times in which we need to pass the ball, someone doesn't pass the ball. There's sometimes in which you need to cross, someone doesn't cross. It felt like there was always a mistake or there was no a final connection to the front three, front two as it to be. So I take it like that, right? We won. That's the important thing. We won our first game. Our next game is against Tunisia. Let us see where we play that. I expect us to play a whole lot better, but I'm not worried.
All right. Let's talk about the starting 11, guys. And Nwabali in goal. There were a bit of will I say fear mongering before the start of the AFCON. Nwabali injured, blah blah blah. Is not fit. Francis Uzor, all that is in the past. Nwabali started. Bright Osai Samuel, Zaidu Sanusi, fullbacks. Semi Ajayi, Calvin Bassey, Ndidi Iwobi, Chukwueze, Lookman, Ako Adams, and Victor Osimhen. A 4-4-2 diamond system. Let's talk about the system itself before we talk about the players. Now, the system 4-4-2 diamond, is this the best system to get the best out of these guys? Is this the most suitable system for the characteristics of players we have?
So I don't think so. But I also don't think we would get the best out of these guys with whatever system we use.
Okay.
I think whatever system you use hinges heavily on the quality of the players you have.
Okay.
You look around, what are the level of quality these guys possess? So for 4-4-2 diamond, that requires you having wingers who can cross the ball. First of all, it is very paramount to have wingers. You have fullbacks who can cross the ball. And you look at Zaidu Sanusi, you look at Bright Osai Samuel Chukwueze maybe had a better game yesterday. And whenever
the better game.
No, because of the standard he has set with the Super Eagles of Nigeria, every single time he had an ounce of quality was when he came in centrally. Whenever he was on the flanks, whenever he was tasked to put in a crossing, it was absolute garbage.
When he came in centrally,
when he came in centrally, I still believe he was decent.
But his final balls were
I still think he was decent.
Underweight or overweight.
I still think it was decent central.
Rolling into
but on the
opponents.
flanks, same thing with Zaidu Sanusi, same thing with Bright Osai Samuel, same thing with, most of the, even Moses Simon who came in from the bench. You look at all of these guys, and these are guys who struggle to beat their men, who struggle to put in a proper cross, especially when you have two strikers up top. Two strikers who, when you're supplying the ball, they can aerially, they are better than most of these guys defensively in the Tanzania box. And it's just a matter of whatever system you use. Yeah, there is nothing that can take these players from bang average to world class all of a sudden. There is no magic trick, And I think what Richel has done so far is he has made it so that you simplify what they are doing. You don't have to take too many touches, you don't have to do too many things. And like I said, I think it has somewhat helped Alex Iwobi. He's not doing too much. You look at, there's a semblance of control, whenever he plays. Even though I still have my reservations about Alex Iwobi and how he shouldn't be the focal, point of controlling in games for the Super Eagles of Nigeria. So I think this is the best that Richel can do. No matter the system he uses, the quality of these guys are just not.
Do you agree with him that this is the best?
Yeah, I think so. I think so. We've always said this. When it comes to the Super Eagles, I don't think it's down to, more often than not, it's down to coaching. Right? Of course, a coach will do something, but we feel like when you consider how we are, just off ability, away from the continent, aside from when you're playing maybe the top teams also, okay, the Senegals, Morocco, Egypt, Tunisia, Cote d'Ivoire, maybe you'll not be like, okay, let us see how we tactically set up. When you're playing the likes of Comoros or Botswana or Tanzania, that should not be coaching. That should just be the players taking the initiative and playing out their best. So I don't think there's any system you put them to if they do not want to play at their best. Like I said before, right? Our players, I feel like generally when they come up against an opponent they are expected to beat and be comfortable. They don't play at their full power. It's like, yeah, okay, we can play at 50-60% and we will know that somehow we'll get a win.
For the players, you talked about our fullbacks, and I'm looking at Zaidu Sanusi, who, prior to that injury he suffered where he had a lengthy layoff, he was not not top of the class, but he was good. He was decent.
I don't think he was.
I think he was pre-injury. I thought he was.
I don't think he was decent.
I think he was decent.
I think even at that time, I think he was on the same level as a certain Jamiu Collins.
No.
Yes. I don't think this Sanusi we are seeing now.
Defender or general.
As a general fullback,
he was better.
I don't think he was better than Jamiu Collins.
He was better.
I don't think he was.
He was better than Collins.
I don't think he was.
He was. Let's not stretch this. I think he has regressed significantly since he picked up that injury. Then on the other side, we're seeing Bright Osai Samuel clearly struggling to fill in for Olaino, who's absent. Now, how crucial is this position for the Super Eagles, seeing that in the knockout phase we're going to be tested a lot more, and knockout football, you don't get to have as many chances as you would have in group stage. It's always tight. So you need quality trumps quantity in knockout football. I'm already projecting into it because I think we will qualify from this group. First or second, we will qualify. I'm projecting also, is this going to be a problem for us? And if it is going to be a problem, how big of a problem is it that our fullbacks do not offer width? And when they find themselves in those positions, the final balls, for a lack of a better word, are disastrous, embarrassing.
And also when you consider that when we come up against the bigger teams in the knockout stages,
yeah,
we have to be defending heavily. And you look at our fullbacks and how their decision making has been absolutely abysmal when it comes to counter attacks.
Yeah,
you don't give us a chance. You'd expect these guys to at least make simple decisions as passing as quick as possible to the next man when you're on a counter attack. And we've seen it several times in the games against Gabon and DR Congo that these guys were just not equipped to play football at that level. But defensively, you can still see a semblance of hope with Zaidu Sanusi. For Bright Osai Samuel, I actually don't know how to explain Bright Osai Samuel. I don't know how to explain Bright Osai more. I think there's a player there, but he's just not. Maybe the pressure of wearing the Super Eagles jersey. Maybe he has not acclimatized with the environment. I'm just making excuses for him here.
Yeah.
But the end point is that he has not been good enough. And you look at the bench, there's a Ryan Alabiosu, from Blackburn. Is also not tested. But I think anybody would be an upgrade on Bright Osai Samuel. But for Zedu Sanusi, my problem with Sanusi is that he doesn't know how to cross the ball. He doesn't know how to aid, his teammates offensive wise. Yeah. He doesn't, even his positioning attacking wise is also questionable. But defensively, it seems like he can hold his own, against some of the better attackers. So that would give you a bit of a semblance of hope, when you go into the group the knockout rounds. But for Bright Osai Samuel and whoever it is that will be on the other flanks, now that's where the problem lies, because you also look at the wingers. Moses Simon, you look at Ademola Lookman, who would rather go inwards. The only winger that we have that shows promise, on when it comes to keeping with is Chidera Ejuke.
Yeah.
And also you would also have question marks about his decision making, about his end products. And these are the problems we would have to face, when it comes to taking on the bigger team. So I think this would be a gaping hole that Eric Chell would have to fix. But we have to navigate the group stages first.
Okechukwu, Alex Iwobi, for me, like I said, man of the match. His performance against Tanzania, in my opinion, should be the standard for him going forward. His line-breaking passes, his calmness on the ball. For the first time in a long while, his scanning was really good. Before he got the ball, he was scan. Okay, where do I pass? And it was quite impressive, because unlike before, he used to get closed down easily, a lot of turnover.
He had more time on the ball.
Yeah, we didn't see that. Yeah, due to his positioning and his scanning. But Nigerians still don't trust him. Why? I don't know. I feel now, I'm not trying to hammer on people, but I just think that some Nigerians don't really understand roles and positions in football. So they expect Alex Iwobi to play like Austin Okocha when he's not Austin Okocha.
Yeah. So like you said, it's because of how we see it, right? Iwobi is basically an 8, right? He's an 8. And Nigerians still have that Okocha ideology, in which is that you play as a player behind the hole, and you have flair, and you give up Hollywood passes, if you will. But that's not what he does, right? The game has moved on. That position doesn't exist in football anymore. For the most bit, the top level teams do not play it, in which is that one person, that's where all your attacking play comes from. That it is too easy to disrupt your game from that place. So I think Nigerians appreciate him in that way sometimes. Also, I think it's because that they have an expectation that it should be hard and hard. Sometimes I feel like they see Iwobi, and automatically they feel that, this should be almost like an Anguissa level player. I think Anguissa is better than him, or Partey at his prime, or Kessie at his prime. Like he's sitting on that same level with all of them. Almost like, Toure, right? Like you should be that kind of player. He doesn't have that ability. He's a good player, but I don't think that what they want from him at the extreme, he can give them that.
But you said something about his role. Yeah. Prior to this game against Tanzania, what has his role been in the Super Eagles of Nigeria?
I don't think for the most part he's been profiled correctly for the most part. Now, he's not a central midfielder in the
traditional sense.
Yeah, traditional sense. Someone like Luka Modric or Toni Kroos. He's not that type of player. He is a modern prototype in that he plays centrally, but he's mobile. But for the most part, under Pesero and Gennett Rowe, he's been tasked with dictating the play. Do you get? But he's not that player. You look at Fulham. You have, is it Lukic? Yeah, Lukic, who is tasked with control and all that. So what Iwobi does, and he does it excellently well, is to pick up positions in between defenses, in between opposition's defensive shape, and thread the ball. You either thread it line breaking passes or you switch it to the wings. It's always popping up in spaces, picking up spaces and opposition and positions. And it is difficult to mark him because in that place, his footballing education and Arsenal comes to the fore. Trapping of the ball, control, passing, and all that stuff. But with Nigeria, now you can also argue that he's not been surrounded with the best quality to accentuate his own style. Do you get? Now, I'm not totally absorbing him, but I'm saying he's been misprofiled for the most part with the Super Eagles.
Yeah, maybe you have a point, but I also think he has also not put his own weight with the Super Eagles in a very long time.
Has he not?
He has not. I don't think he has. Like,
so
like you said,
what do you expect
like you said, the game against Tanzania should be the standard going forward, which means the precedence he has set is way below what he did against Tanzania. But, and look, I don't expect whoever it is that is the manager of the Super Eagles to replicate what he's doing at Fulham for the Super Eagles of Nigeria. The system in the national team is going to be very different from the system, in your club side. We've seen several players, play as a DM in their club side and come to the national team and play as a 10. We've seen it several times. It is a factor that might have affected his performance, but I also think he himself has not done enough.
Well,
Look. I am.
Since he's come to the Super Eagles, I don't think there are more than 4 players that have been better than Alex Iwobi in his time with the Super Eagles. He's done over 80 caps already.
His time with the Super Eagles also has coincided with one of the worst periods we've seen in a very long time. Yes.
One of the worst is harsh. It's harsh. It's harsh. In this Bankole since Bankole, wait, hold on. Relax now. Since 2017, because he scored the goal that got us to the World Cup in 2018. Since 2017, the Super Eagles have won silver at the AFCON. They've won bronze at the AFCON. Yes, we have not qualified for the World Cup, but his goal also gave us a ticket to our last World Cup appearance in 2018.
No. I think you just isolating that his goal also gave us.
No. It was a game against Zambia.
90 minutes against Zambia. The 2 players who ran the show for the Super Eagles of Nigeria were John Obi Mikel and Victor Moses.
Nah.
Yes.
Alex Iwobi was good.
Were John Obi Mikel and Victor Moses. I don't think he might have scored that goal. But I think the reason why we qualified for 2018 was John Obi Mikel and Victor Moses. It was not Alex Iwobi.
I'm not saying it was Alex Iwobi. I'm saying
but now, like I said, post 2018, when a certain amount of responsibility has been handed on his shoulders.
Yeah.
He has failed. He has failed to live up to
He has had bad games.
He has had too many bad games.
He has had too many.
I don't think so. I don't think so. He has had too many bad games.
Right, but I also think it's by example how we look at Iwobi.
Yeah.
If you look at Iwobi and you are expecting a Xavi Iniesta level, hang on. You're expecting a Xavi Iniesta level. Okay, we're talking about some of the greatest players of all time. So let me drop it down. You're expecting a Sunday Lise level player. He's not. He doesn't have that level of talent.
To our legend, but go on.
I wanted to drop it a little more down. So Onazi, Abi. Should we go?
I don't think Onazi is better than him. But
let me go to Onazi. If you're expecting an Onazi level of constant performances. He's not that guy.
With your
No, I'm
example, use someone else, not Nazi.
It's too extreme.
From you put Mikel Obi. Use Mikel Obi. Yeah, but again, the standard. I don't think.
So here's the thing. I'm not expecting him to be Xavi Hernandez or John Obi Mikel. I am expecting
consistency.
Exactly. I'm expecting him to show up for the Super Eagles and give us a sense of control. No. Look, the game against Tanzania. He had enough time on the ball. He didn't have players closing him down regularly, and he was not forced to make quick decisions. My problem with Iwobi and the setup in the national team is whenever he has been forced to make quick decisions on the ball, he has always picked the wrong option. He has always picked the wrong. More or less, he's always. I am going to give him the benefit of the doubt. This tournament.
Yeah.
He has played well against Tanzania.
Yeah.
I expect him to do like this against Tunisia when he's going to have less time on the ball also.
Okay.
Anything less than that, then we'll come back here and have this conversation again.
Okay, so we have enough time to talk Alex Iwobi. I want us to talk about Victor Osimhen. And the last episode of this show, we talked extensively about Victor Osimhen, in the light of the greatest striker we have in the country. Now the standard is Rashidi Yekini, and was it Kelvin? He read out his accolades and stats and all that stuff, and I get a feeling that this AFCON is pivotal to Osimhen's Super Eagles legacy. Now, on the other hand, he's also done enough to get a good level of respect from Nigerians for what he's done, the number of goals and all of that stuff. But here's my problem with Osimhen. Now, everybody knows I love Osimhen. You go to my timeline, you punch Osimhen. I was one of the guys who was heavy in the Osimhen versus Isak conversation, blah, blah, blah. But I think Osimhen has the ability to hit that Hurricane Haaland level. Now, the problem, I think, I don't think, you guys are laughing. I don't think it's about talent. I think he has the talent. What I think Osimhen can do better is the application. Now, when I talk about application, something crucial that Hurricane have, something crucial Haaland have, something crucial that most of these top strikers have is the ability to bend time. Osimhen is always in a hurry. So he's always in a hurry. If he can bend time, if he can pause time, his efficiency will increase, his numbers will increase, his overall performance will increase.
So I agree with you in terms of reaching the level of Haaland, Hurricane. I agree with you that he has the traits.
Yeah.
Physically, he has the pace, he has the power in terms of ball striking that you need from a striker. Aerially also, he
better than Haaland.
He packs a heavy punch with headers. But the clear difference between himself and Haaland and Kane and the Mbappes of this world, I think it's just down to the footballing education they all went through. And you said something about bending time. You said something, I think positioning also, and the ability to recognize that you're doing too much. He's always doing too much. He always wants to be involved in every aspect of play, which you don't see from a certain Haaland.
But I think that's part of his game.
No,
that's what makes Osimhen.
Look. That is part of his game, but he doesn't pull it off.
Someone like Rooney.
No. You also have to know if you can pull it off or not. He doesn't pull it. No.
So good.
Yeah.
There's something to suggest.
My problem
with can fine tune it. The goals will increase regardless of
with Rooney
his activities.
Look. You look at Rooney and you look at Hurricane. Yeah. Aside from goal scoring.
Yeah.
And whatever it is that they can do inside the box.
Yeah.
Outside the box also, they're on the same level. The ability to bend time and all of that, I think it's just down to the fact that the footballing education these guys went through taught them. No. Look. So, and it's a little bit too.
He left Nigeria quite young, before 18. He joined. Was it Wolfsburg? Wolfsburg. Then he went to Belgium.
He left Nigeria at 18. Yeah, 17, 18.
Yeah.
Now let's look at Haaland and the footballing education he went through.
In Norway. How many Norwegian strikers are better than Osimhen?
Do not compare.
Even their football education.
The average Norwegian striker has a better footballing education than the average Nigerian striker.
I agree.
Okay.
Yes.
I agree with you. But
you look at the likes of Strand Larsen, look at the likes of Alexander Solas. These are guys who I'm not saying they are close to. We are comparing in terms of football education.
I agree with you.
So the reason why you see these guys who I don't think are as good as they seem to be is because of they've been equipped, they've been taught certain aspect of the game.
And I'm telling you that Osimhen left quite early.
No, I don't think so. I think by the level at the time at which he left, there were certain things that could not be taught anymore.
I don't agree.
Yes, there were certain things that could not be taught anymore.
We are regardless of what we're talking about, one of the top 5 strikers on the planet right now. A fantastic player. Yeah, one yesterday he did not have the best of times because of he didn't score, and there was some shots that he just lashed. And we're watching it. Yeah, you are like, this is the difference between him and Haaland.
Yesterday
because of he just split decision, just make better decisions. I also think that for Osimhen, like you said, for Wayne Rooney, he's such a power player. He wants to chase everything down. We literally saw an interview in which Rooney was like, there are games in which that for Manchester United, he scored a hat-trick, and when he's coming off the bench, he's like, he thinks I had a bad performance.
Yeah.
Even with a hat-trick, because he didn't get to run around and whatnot. I think that is one of the core things that makes Osimhen, and we shouldn't try to remove it. We can try to refine it, right? But someone like that, the level in which he plays with, you just leave him alone to figure it out.
Yeah, but like Okechukwu said, I think if you want to utilize his power play, if you want to utilize his urgency, way, I think you should reduce the space at which that application will come out.
Okay.
I don't think Osimhen has to, start pressing in the middle of the park. You need to, for strikers, you need to remain fresh, because by the time you need to finish chances, your brain can be affected by fatigue. Yeah. And that's a lot of the thing that we see with Osimhen in the game against Gabon. At the dying embers of the game, he had that opportunity, and you could clearly see that he was fatigued. And when you are fatigued, it affects your decision making. And I think if you can cancel that, or if you can get a manager that would restrict the amount of space that he has to cover, that would restrict the amount of pressing that he has to do, then we might probably see another level, of Victor Osimhen. But for now, if he continues like this, would continue to see him a level below the Haaland and Kings of this world.
What do you guys make of Akko Adams?
It was there about 5, 6. There was nothing really to do. It's not like he had so many clear-cut chances and whatnot. His movement was complementary to Osimhen.
I thought it was good. I thought it was complementary.
Yeah, it was okay.
And I think he's a very serviceable player. I think if we get a game where by chance our wingers step up, he seems like a striker that will score a lot of goals. He seems like a striker that will benefit from having quality crosses.
That's the problem. Quality crosses in the box.
But we don't. So now we are seeing him, as a Robin to Osimhen's Batman. We are seeing him occupying spaces that will drag defenders away, from a certain Victor Osimhen. So I think I like him, even though that we might not get to see the goal scoring side of him, we might not get to see the chance, him converting chances, for the Super Eagles of Nigeria. But for now, in the system at which we are playing, it's quite decent.
All right, so we have Tunisia up next, and it's a big one, because whoever wins that game will most likely top the group. Not that it is important or it means a lot in the context of knockout football. The last time we faced them, that was round of 16, 2021 AFCON.
The Maduka occasion.
Yeah, Maduka occasion. And they just knocked us out at the first attempt. This is quite different, because I think the pressure is a lot more lesser than knockout football. But what are you expecting against Tunisia?
I'm expecting us not to lose. I'm expecting us to go toe-to-toe with Tunisia.
You want to see changes to the starting lineup?
Maybe bring in Dele Bashiru, take out Chukwueze, so that we have more legs in that midfield. That's all.
I don't think
for
so.
me.
I think I'll be fine with the same starting 11. I think it's about the player stepping up. It's about showing the side of Chukwueze or whoever it is that we're playing that we've seen in bits and parts both in their club side and for the national team. So even Tom Fisayo Dele Bashiru, I've seen him in Lazio. He also has the ability to goof. He has this occasional brain farts. That you see him with in his club side. So I think for Tunisia, I think we just have to step up to the plate. We have to ensure that we don't make silly mistakes. We have to ensure that we also take our chances when those chances come by. We also are very efficient going forward. Others would probably might get embarrassed by these guys, especially from what we saw against Uganda. But I believe that like Okechukwu said earlier, the bigger the opponent, the higher the higher intensity. So I don't think would perform badly against Tunisia.
I think we'll pick up a draw. Right, I think we pick up a draw. I think we'll raise our level to match what they are doing. Right, Tunisia, of course, is traditionally one of those teams that at least will give you a competition. So I think we will not go out there and try and just smash them. You might hear the result 3, 4, 5-0. Give us Christmas present. but I think that we'll go there. We'll pick up a draw. I expect us to generally play well. And if we can pick up a draw and we'll beat Uganda. We'll get out of the group. Like I said, this group was never going to be a big problem for us.
Guys, we did say it's all about the African Cup of Nations on a tribal football, and we promised to give you behind the scenes content. So we're just going to do a couple of minutes, watch the Super Eagles in training, get live pictures, get training sessions. Our homeboy Modo is on ground in Morocco. We'll be back shortly.
From Logos streets to Sahara nights, green and white, yeah, we ready to fight. History strong, our spirit bold. Niger fire never do what we told. Hear the drums, feel the thunder roll. Every pass got purpose, every man got soul. From kick-off time till the final whistle, Super Eagles flying, sharp like missiles. Fly, fly, Super Eagles fly. From Morocco skies to glory high. One heart, one voice, one dream tonight. Niger know they fear, now we get the fight. Ole, ole, we rise, we soar. Africa knows who's knocking the door. Green, white, victory cry. Super Eagles fly. Super Eagles fly. Yeah, Super Eagles fly. Osimhen charging, lion in the box. One touch, one chance, gold or knock. Look man dancing, defenders freeze. Left, right, put them on their knees. It will be vision, pass so clean. Did he standing tall, no way through the screen. From back to front, every name no Niger star shining. This is our throne. Fly, fly, Super Eagles fly. From Morocco skies to glory high. One heart, one voice, one dream tonight. Niger know they fear, now we get the fight. Ole, ole, we rise, we soar. Africa knows who's knocking the door. Green, white, victory cry. Super Eagles fly. Super Eagles fly. Super Eagles fly.
All right, welcome back from that short behind the scenes. The Super Eagles of Nigeria in high spirit. Looking forward to the game against Tunisia. All right, guys, we're going to do some quick hits before we call it a day on the show. Which team has stood out for you? Which country has stood out for you?
Senegal. Senegal were fantastic in their game against Botswana. At some point, you started to feel sorry for Botswana.
Yeah.
The early on start showed that Senegal had 6 shots to Botswana 0.
Yeah.
They just dominated them. Heading into the competition, I felt like they were the most balanced team across the board, right? So yeah, I'm just like, okay, they impressed me. Oh, Morocco impressed me also, but at least so far it's been Senegal.
Yeah, same thing here, Senegal, and it's something that we always said in terms of the technical and the physical aspects
Yeah.
of the game. They're a team who can evolve into anyone that the match situation requires of them. And you look at the team, you look at the quality of players that they have, you look at the reputation of the players that they have. They have winners, in that squad: Sadio Mane, Edward Mendy, Kalidou Koulibaly.
Yeah.
And there's a certain Ilaman Ndiaye from Everton, Nicholas Jackson. These are guys who normally would start for any team, on the continent, and some of them are on the bench, for Senegal. So I look at that team, and it's going to be very difficult, for anybody, to match that level of quality. But like we've always seen in the African Cup of Nations, it only takes a mistake, and then you're out of the tournament.
So far so good. Goal of the tournament so far. El Kabi. Yeah, it has to be El Kabi.
Mamouche also.
Yeah, Mamouche goal. It was
Decent, but
El Kabi.
you would always lose against an overhead kick.
And he has this knack for scoring bicycle kicks.
Yeah.
I saw a stats that said he's done about 10 bicycle kicks.
I even saw a 4 minutes video of him scoring bicycle kicks.
Wow. 4 minutes, that's a lot.
Video.
Let's assume per goal you have like 20 seconds of highlights because you do replay from different angles. 4 minutes is a lot.
Of him just bicycle kicks.
Bicycle kicks.
Oh, no.
Wow.
You just know in training, he just does it for fun.
Don't be surprised if Ronaldo sees that and say, oh, man, I need to up my bicycle kick game. All right, for the goalkeeper so far, save of the tournament so far, I have a couple of nominees. Pando for Comoros, against Morocco. There's also the Zimbabwean goalkeeper. Let me get his name quickly. Arubi also. I thought it was fantastic against Egypt. Then you have there's one more goalkeeper that made a penalty save. Yes, Mali versus Zambia. The goalkeeper who goes by Mwanza. So those are the three names I have for you guys so far. Best save of the tournament.
Well, I think for me, it won't be any of these guys. I think
I don't understand.
The goalkeeper for Botswana.
What is this game?
After that, the goalkeeper from Botswana.
Okay, made for 14 saves.
He was literally fighting for his life.
Yeah.
And it was Pumel.
He could have been the man of the match, even while considering.
Exactly.
While considering 3 goals. So I think
going for him.
Gosione
Me too.
Foko. I think it was splendid. The goalkeeper from Comoros also, I think, also had a difficult job, and he pulled off some incredible saves. So these are my two picks.
All right, guys.
Before we do go right, like I told you
Yesterday, it's always beautiful to watch it. Tanzania was beautiful.
This guy's talking about Tanzania women. He's talking about Tanzania
A
women.
lot of color around.
Color like skin color.
I was talking about color, right? There's a lot of color, beautiful. I love the AFCON. It shows the grace, the panache.
Yeah, you have 5 children at Togo. You have 5 kids. They're going to be watching Daddy talking about Tanzania women.
I think Tanzania, too bad that Cape Verde did not come, add more.
Capo Verde. They didn't qualify.
They didn't qualify.
They qualified for the World Cup. All right, guys, we've come to the end of today's show. I'm sure you had fun with us, enjoyed all of our analysis. If you disagree with us, hey, don't go too far. Just drop your comments in the comment section. Remember to follow Tribal Football, TRYBAL, Tribal Football, on social media platforms, and of course on YouTube. Like, subscribe, and spread the good news. Once again, Merry Christmas for everyone in the Tribal Football family. Have fun.